Karen and Rick, we've got lots of records from earlier today. Still a very warm night out there right now, but we are looking at cooler and calmer conditions overnight. As we take a look outside to the Santa Monica Pier, plenty of people out and about enjoying the mild conditions, especially along the coast. As we take you to Pacoima on our KCAL9 weather network, you'll see 72 degrees. Wind gusts coming in earlier today at 11 miles an hour. Garden Grove, Hare High School, 68 degrees. Valley Christian High School in Cerritos, 70 degrees. And Crossroads School in Santa Monica, currently very mild at 67. So we're getting a look at clear conditions right now and mild conditions. We're in the 70s in a lot of spots across the Southland, and we mentioned record temperatures, and here they are. We set several records earlier today. Downtown made it to 94 degrees, so that was the old record. We tied it. Long Beach got up to 93. The old record was 90, so we beat it by 3 degrees. Palmdale tied a record at 84. Santa Barbara actually broke a record. Pretty nice, up to 94 degrees, and the old record was 87. And Camarillo got up to 98 degrees, so much warmer than the old record of 89. We're still expecting warm temperatures tomorrow, but big changes on the way, maybe even a chance of rain. We're going to talk all about that coming up in just a little bit. Rick, back to you.
Plant food.
Palm trees?
Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility.
Palm trees just grow.
But you've
I
got
have
to
palm trees
plant
in my house.
them.
They just
You've
go.
got to
They
make
grow.
sure
It's a no-brainer. I think they take
Once
care
they
of
put them in, they
themselves.
just,
I think so.
that's it. They're on
you
their
got to make sure
way.
the sprinklers are going, or
Yeah,
you've
you
got
can make sure and talk to the plant, you know,
Talk
make
to the
sure
plant.
that plant is doing well
happy.
emotionally.
I haven't spoken to mine in 10 years, and they're
Well,
growing
you know.
just fine.
Oh, good. Well, maybe it's a good thing then. All right. Well, it's gorgeous weather to be outside, to be at the beach, to be around the palm trees.
Beautiful today.
Beautiful.
A little hot.
A little
today,
hot
Hot,
for
I
a
guess,
lot
in
of
some
us.
places, right?
We did
Yeah.
see some very hot
was
conditions.
hot.
In fact, so hot we broke records all over a long
time.
time. Yeah, so we saw lots of records. Burbank set a record today. Long Beach, LAX, up in Camarillo, all the way up to Santa Barbara we saw records, and down to Palm Springs as well. So we're going to have those numbers coming up for you again in just a little bit. We are taking a look outside. It is clear out there. We're looking at offshore conditions still, and with that also looking at a little bit of a breeze coming in some spots. Santa Clarita, a little breezy at 7 miles an hour, and things have really calmed down for the high desert and for the majority of the Southland at this point. We're not expecting advisory level winds. Things are a little calmer compared to where they were today, and they will continue to be, at least for tomorrow. Temperatures will continue to stay warm. Temperatures out there right now pretty mild in the 60s and even warm, downright warm. 75 in Pasadena, 75 that's for Anaheim, Long Beach at 73, Santa Monica at 72, and downtown currently at 73 degrees. So we're still looking at those offshore conditions. High pressure is still building overhead, above average temperatures for now. Then we've got some cooling on the way as we head into the later part of the week, and after that, a chance of rain, believe it or not. So we're going to have more on those chances, maybe even a chance of mountain snow later in the week. A far departure from where we were earlier today, 94 in downtown. You'll see right there the last time we broke that record or tied that record was in 1898. So pretty impressive. And average temperatures are 75. So we were almost 20 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, we're in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, cooling down a good 10 degrees every day. Chance of showers into your Friday and a little cooler by your Saturday. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
Sounds good.
Tomorrow, when everybody gets out and votes, right? What do we have to look forward to?
We've got great weather here in Southern California. Absolutely no excuse to not vote tomorrow. You've got to get out the vote. It's going to be nice. It's not going to rain. It's not going to pour. You've got no excuses here at home. We do have the national forecast for you. That's coming up in just a minute. We'll show you what to expect nationally for Election Day. But for now, we want to start with our records. It was a hot day today. It's going to be a little cooler tomorrow. So even if it's too hot for you here, it might be a little cooler in the next 24 hours. We broke some records downtown. Tied a record at 94, Long Beach 90, Palmdale 84. You tied a record, and you'll see Long Beach going back to Long Beach. The new record's 93, so we beat that by 3 degrees. We're showing you Palm Springs now as promised. 96 degrees was the old record, and we tied it. We got up to 96 today. And Riverside, the old record was 95. We tied it as well today at 95 degrees, so pretty impressive. Clear conditions out there, offshore conditions. You're going to see calm winds right now, far departure from where we were earlier today. It was a little windy out there and still very warm. We're in the 60s and 70s, 72 in Riverside, 74 in Anaheim. And tonight, pretty mild. We're in the 60s with a little bit of a breeze by the morning hours. We're flirting with the 70s, and by the afternoon, we're getting up to 88. So it's a little cooler in downtown. We were at 94 today. 88 tomorrow. Getting a look at the rest of the country for Election Day tomorrow. The East Coast a little chilly but dry. We are looking at a storm though sitting in the midsection of the country in the Midwest, so that's eventually going to translate to the East Coast. Might be a little tougher for them, but here at home on the West Coast, no excuses for us. We're looking at 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right, thanks.
You
Where I
liked
was, I
it?
wasn't downtown though.
Yeah, downtown, 94 degrees, a whopping 94. And that was a record. We tied a record. The last time we did that was in 1898. We've got more records for you, more than half a dozen today, I would say. So pretty impressive. You'll see right now that we're taking you outside, mostly clear, a tiny bit of cloud cover and haze. For the most part, though, temperatures are on the warmer side. You're going to see 66 degrees. That's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. As we take you outside to radar, it is mostly clear out there in the offshore conditions, keeping things nice and clear over the next 24 hours. We're currently in the 60s and the 70s, 74 in Pasadena, 74 in Van Nuys, over to Simi Valley, 67, and Santa Monica currently at 72 degrees. So we've got offshore conditions, above average temperatures lasting for now, but that's not going to be the case in a matter of just a few days. We've got some cooling on the way and a chance of showers kicking in late Thursday into your Friday. So we're going to continue to track those chances as we move through the week. But for now, we're still tracking that heat. 94 earlier today in downtown, as we mentioned. 94 was our record that was set back in 1898. So we tied it today. We were well above average for this time of year, around 20 degrees to be exact. So pretty impressive. A little cooler tomorrow, but still above average. We're in the 60s tonight. Flirting with the 70s in the morning, upper 80s, very warm, plenty of sunshine by the time we hit the afternoon hours. Burbank tomorrow, 88, Ontario, 89, Lancaster, 84, and Oxnard getting up to 82 degrees. At the coast tomorrow, those offshore conditions keeping us very warm. For the basin in Orange County, upper 80s, turning to upper 70s, turning to upper 60s, shedding a good 10 degrees every day. Increasing cloud cover Thursday with the chance of rain materializing into the overnight hours, spreading into your Friday, and then drying out by your Saturday. For the coast, you're going to see offshore conditions tomorrow, cooling down by your Wednesday, more cooling by your Thursday, a chance of showers by Friday, and partly cloudy with fall-like temperatures by the weekend. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right.
Absolutely not. We've got no excuse to vote in the first place, to not vote, rather. We have to vote. And on top of that, we're looking at a very nice forecast tomorrow, so no reason not to go outside. So we're going to take a look at our forecast over the next 24 hours. We want to show you how warm it got earlier today as well. As we take you outside to Long Beach this evening, mild conditions, clear conditions, 65 degrees. And that's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. So as we get a look at radar right here, mostly clear and keeping things that way through tomorrow. Offshore conditions keeping things clear, dry, and very warm. Downtown got up to 94 degrees. The last time we did that was 1898, so we tied a record of 94. Long Beach got up to 93 earlier today, broke the record of 90. Palmdale got up to 84, tied a record. Palm Springs tied a record at 96, and Riverside tied a record of 95 degrees. So some very impressive numbers out there. It's still pretty impressive tonight. You're going to see temperatures are still sitting in the 60s and the 70s. 73, that's for downtown. 73 in Anaheim, 73 for Laguna Beach. As we move over to Simi Valley, 68, and Santa Monica at 72 degrees. So tonight we're getting down the 60s, mostly clear, a little breezy for us this evening. As we head into the morning hours, we're flirting with the 70s, a clear and mild start. And by the afternoon, we're a little cooler than today, but we're still very warm. We're still above average at 88 degrees under breezy conditions. Getting a look at your Election Day forecast across the nation. We are looking at some storms in the midsection of the country and through the Midwest as well. Looking at some rain, and it's these storms that are eventually moving to the East Coast. We're going to be talking about that. We've got a potential nor'easter on our hands. East Coast right now, just a little chilly this evening, but still dry. So that's the good news. And along the West Coast and up into the Pacific Northwest, a few showers in the Pacific Northwest, but all along the West Coast right here in the Southwest, we're looking at breezy and very comfortable conditions. Lena and Sylvia, back to you. We really are record heat. We've gotten offshore conditions, Santa Ana's fire conditions out there. Even saw a fire break out earlier today in Devore, so it feels like summer. Again, Santa Ana's were in full effect, but things have calmed down and we're bracing for a chance of rain, believe it or not. It is November, so we're going to take you through everything coming up in a minute. We're taking you outside, though, first to our Sierra camera, where we're looking at mostly clear conditions, just a tiny bit of cloud cover and haze out there. Other than that, pretty clear and pretty mild. We're in the 60s. In fact, 64 degrees. That's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. As we head over to Van Nuys, we're at 74, Anaheim 73, and Laguna Beach at 73 degrees. Very impressive. Earlier today, downtown, you're the talk of the town, 94, and you actually tied a record of 94 degrees. The more amazing part is that the last time we got up to 94 degrees in downtown was 1898 on this particular day, on November 5th. So it's been a while since we got there, and we got there earlier today. You'll see highs tomorrow, still quite warm, but a little cooler than today. 88 in downtown Ontario, 89, Lancaster 84, and Oxnard in the low 80s. So we're still dealing with high pressure and offshore flow. You'll see that clockwise rotation around the high, prompting the offshore winds. As we take you back east, though, take a look. We're bracing for a nor'easter on the East Coast. So this is the next thing to hit the East Coast at this point. Low pressure at this point sitting to the west, and we are expecting this storm to move in from the south. That's what generally causes those northeasterly winds, and northeasters tend to cause blizzard conditions, high tide, erosion, and very windy conditions as well. So we're going to have more on the East Coast weather, but for us here at home, for the valleys and the Inland Empire, 90s with a chance of rain by the end of the week. And for the basin, same thing goes, warm, cooling down by the weekend with a chance of showers late Thursday into Friday. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
All right, Ev.
Speaking of storms, maybe even a chance of rain here in Southern California. We will have your full forecast coming right up.
Those are hardcore car enthusiasts,
That is
right?
very, and
Yeah.
I've done the trek from London to Brighton.
Oh, yeah?
And that takes a couple of hours. I mean, it's not right there.
Yeah, old cars don't
It's a
do
road trip.
well. Stopping and going and puddles and all that. That's
No,
not good.
not so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So rain is maybe in our
Yes.
forecast here too.
Rain is potentially in our
Wow.
forecast, and we're due for it. It's
Yeah, we are.
November. We're
Be
due for
nice.
some fall.
Right, we
right?
could use it.
We really could. So there's that chance, and we're going to show you when we're expecting it, where we're expecting it in just a minute. But first, we want to take you outside this evening, and as we degrees, that's for Pasadena right now downtown. Also at 72, Riverside at 71, and Long Beach currently at 69 degrees. So we're still looking at those offshore conditions. We did see some weak Santa Anas earlier. Things have died down, and we're done with any advisories and warnings out there. But even then, we're still looking at an above average forecast as we head into tomorrow. We set several records today, including downtown, Long Beach, LAX, Burbank. We're going to have those numbers coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. But for now, we're focusing on the cooler forecast and that chance of showers in the forecast as we head into Thursday and Friday. One particular record that stands out for us, downtown. You tied a record of 94. The last time you got up to 94 degrees was in 1898, and that, of course, was on November 5th as well. So a very warm forecast, a hot forecast, a good 20 degrees above average for this time of year, even more than that. Over the next 24 hours, 60s flirting with the 70s, and by the afternoon, we are in the upper 80s. So it's a little cooler than today. Downtown got up to 94. Tomorrow, you're getting up to about 88. So shedding a few degrees, but still a good 10 degrees above average. Burbank 88, Ontario 89, and the high desert Lancaster getting up to 84 degrees. So for the basin in Orange County, we're looking at upper 70s, turning to actually upper 80s, turning to upper 70s. There we go, getting a little ahead of ourselves. By Thursday, upper 60s, and then a little cooler, and there's that chance of rain as we head into Friday, drier by the weekend. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, 90s turning to 80s, turning to 70s with a chance of showers by your Friday, and a chance of snow in the mountains as well. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
All right, Ev.
Record temperatures today and a chance of rain on the way. We'll have your full forecast coming up. Yeah, we broke at least a half a dozen, even more records in Southern California today, and we're going to have those numbers coming up for you in just a minute. First, we're taking a look from our Mount Wilson camera, where it is mostly clear and it's very mild out there for us this evening. So let's get right to the forecast. We're going to check in with current conditions. You'll see 63. That's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. Mostly clear on radar, and you'll see lots of 70s even out there right now. 72 in San Bernardino. As we head over to downtown, 71 Van Nuys, 73 Temecula, in the upper 60s. So here are some of our record breakers from earlier today. Downtown, you tied a record of 94. The last time you did that was 1898, so pretty impressive. Long Beach, 93 earlier today, broke the record of 90. Palmdale tied a record at 84. Palm Springs, 96. Riverside, 95, and a few other spots worth a mention. Camarillo breaking a record, and same thing goes for Santa Barbara earlier today as well. So we did pretty good record-wise, and we're expecting to cool it down just a little bit as we head into tomorrow. But remember, today we were a good 20 degrees almost above average for this time of year. Record numbers, as we mentioned, 94. The last time that was set was 1898. Over the next 24 hours, 60s, upper 60s by the morning hours, and very warm with plenty of sunshine by the afternoon. A little cooler than today, but still well above average. Riverside tomorrow 89, Lancaster 84, and Oxnard along the Ventura County coastline a very warm 82 degrees. So high pressure is still holding strong over Southern California. That clockwise rotation around the high still prompting the offshore flow. As we start to take the forecast right here, we're going to move east, and as we do, you'll see low pressure sitting to our east, and this is a big concern for the East Coast right now because it could turn into a nor'easter, and we could see blizzard conditions, very windy conditions, and high surf and beach erosion. Again, something we wouldn't want for the East Coast at this point, but does look feasible over the next couple of days. So we will continue to track this system for you as we head into the next couple of days here. Here at home, we're tracking a chance of rain later in the week. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, 90s turning to 80s, eventually turning to 70s and then 60s by Friday with a chance of showers across the board. That's for the basin in Orange County. For the coast, 80s turning to 70s and 60s with a chance of showers by Friday. For the mountains, a chance of snow. And for the deserts, maybe a chance of rain by Friday. Back to you.